now that you've heard all about my experience at Pompeii, I'm going to go ahead and give you my stats, and I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to talk a lot of it. It's a long ass video. I'm going to talk about my week that I've had. About my stats. I wrote some stuff down, and I'm just going to give you a pretty in detail. This is going to be like in detail stats, okay guys, because I just want to get it out there and I want to have it for my own personal records. So my highest ever in life weight that I ever saw was in January of 2017, and I was 36 at the time, and my weight was 344.4. That's when I initially went on keto for the first time. 344.4 was a huge eye-opener for me. If you look back, I have videos, I'm so glad I document this. If you look back at me in my face, you can see the progression. You can see the weight gain in my face. So 344.4 was an all-time low for me for my weight, not for my weight, but for my health. It was super eye-opening, and that's when I really hit a rock bottom for me, kind of. I went on keto, and by April I had gone down and lost weight just by myself, and I got down to 295. So I had lost, that's a lot of weight, that's about 50 pounds, and I had lost that myself. And then I ended up having some struggles. That's when, after April, I just kind of got into this struggly phase, and I ended up kind of leveling around 310. And I specifically remember the summer of 2014 saying, like, this summer I'm gonna get under 300 if it kills me. And I just remember eating super clean, super healthy, not losing, like forcing myself, and it just was like a super struggle that summer. I just remember that like to the fullest, and it felt like no matter what, I could not get under 300. I would sometimes go lower than 310, and just, oh, it was just too much. So then fast forward to January of 2018, I had ballooned. I tend to stick around 310 for that year, and then, you know, November would come and I get to like 320, whatever. I once again ballooned up over the holidays, and by January of 2018 I was at, and I'll never forget it because it's so easy to remember, 333.3. So I was glad that I had felt like I'd eaten like way too much and I'd overdone it for the holidays, but I was so glad that I had never gotten back up to 344, which was like, I guess, something to scrap onto. Like, at least I didn't get up that high. But I was super annoyed that I was back that heavy once again. My clothes were not fitting me this in January of 2018. They weren't fitting me correctly. Around 300, 310, I know my size, my clothes fit me. Start gaining weight, nothing fits. Duh. Like, Morgan, like, you should know this. Like, for some reason, if I'm a 3X at 280, and then I'm a 3X at 300, and then at 310 my clothes are tight, and I'm like, I'm a 3X though. How can I'm a 3X? And then, like, I would start buying like 4s at Torrid and be like, I like my shirts baggy. No, my clothes were too tight. I was another size. I was probably a 4X at this point. My brain just wouldn't comprehend this. So my clothes were fitting tight. Of course, at 333, my clothes were fitting tight. Nothing would fit me. I didn't want to go anywhere. So I remember that. Jumped on the keto wagon again. Dieted myself from 333 down to, I remember the very lowest I got in 2018. Once again, I kind of got to dieting, and I dieted out till like April, and I got down to 309, and I have a chart in my office still because I just always use that as motivation, like 309, 309. The thing is that I didn't lose as much in 2018 as I did in 2017, And then also, instead of hovering around 310 and that being my new norm for 2018, in 2018 I hovered around 315. And then I remembered like in 2017 I hovered around 310, just natural normal eating, which my normal eating is relatively healthy, mixed in with a few little cheat things. Like, my eating was not crazy. And I just could remember, if I rewind back to like 2010, I remember my norm was like 280, and I would hover there, eating healthy, eating normal, living my life, drinking on the weekends. My normal was 280. And I just, and then like, meeting my husband and stuff and everything, I remember like around 2013, my normal was around 292. I remember I had this like 292 plateau for a long time. So I could just see that my normal, like hover, like set weight where my body felt really comfortable was going up yearly, and I was stuck at 315 for like all of 2018, and I would try to get down to 309, and I never saw anything less than like 309. And I remember there were weeks and weeks and weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks, when I would like seriously go from like 216 and like get down and like almost get to 309, and I didn't. And it got very frustrating. Anyways, it was experiences like that that led me to decide to get the surgery. So now let me just tell you my stats. So that was basically a summary of 2017, 2018. So my first day of my pre-op diet, which started 2 weeks before my surgery, started on February 19th. When I weighed myself that day, I weighed 321 pounds. So then the last day of my pre-op diet, which was the day I weighed myself before I left here. So I left here the day before, so I could arrive in Mexico the day before surgery. The last time I weighed myself on that day, I weighed 309 pounds. So on pre-op, I lost 12 pounds. Now, is that the best I could do? No. I kind of want to talk about pre-op. Did I cheat? Yes. My cheats were not like a little cheat here and there. It was like good, perfect, binge. So I did do a binge right in the middle. I am going to talk more about pre-op. I'll have another video about that. But on pre-op, I lost 12 pounds. Not perfect, but pretty good. And I met my goal of getting my BMI to like 49.50, which with Pompeii, if your BMI is over 50, you have to pay $500 extra for a high BMI. Mine, I got down to 309. I took a picture of it. I was like, goals. I did it. I could have probably lost more than 12 pounds. I probably could have gone a lot more rigorous and got up. With the pre-op, it was a little bit of like trial and error with certain foods, and I'll talk about that more in my pre-op diet video, which I will put up. I already filmed one, I just haven't gotten a chance to put it up. So I lost 12 pounds there. So I arrived in Pompeii. They weighed me in Pompeii before I had my surgery, and their scale said 311, which I feel is accurate. My doctor's scale would have said like 320. It's like literally like the worst. It always is like 10 pounds added, or 8 or 7 or something. So their scale said I weighed 311. And then when I arrived home from Pompeii, I flew on the 8th, and then the morning of, my dogs are running across the porch. I flew home on the 8th, and the morning of the 9th, I weighed myself, and I was down to 303. I was really surprised that I went from 311 to 303 so quickly, but I was happy about that. I was like, wow, 303, finally, I got under 309. Like, it only took getting my stomach cut out, but I'm there. So then I remember, like, after we got home, I'll talk more about that week in just a second, but when I got home, from surgery, this whole first week, because just mind you, like 2 days ago marked my 1 week. So like that first week, I said to my husband a few times, oh my god, I'm probably out of the 300s. I'm probably out of the 300s. I have done great on the post-op. It's way easier post-op than pre-op, for me anyways, because you're not starving because you just had surgery. So your body is participating with you now instead of fighting you. And like before surgery, you're like starving yourself and your body is like, hell no. But now you're like starving, but your body's like, we're fine with that. That's comforting. Let's not eat. So it's way easier post-op, for me it is anyways. So the first week I haven't eaten anything. I've not eaten anything. So I finally weighed myself 2 days ago. And when I weighed myself 2 days ago, mind you, I haven't eaten a thing for an entire 7 days, I gained a pound. I was at 304, and I was like, that's my body. That's what my body does. Like as soon as I go into restriction, my body wants to gain weight, and I betcha if I ate some food, it would just start losing. It's just really weird. So that happened. So a week post-op, I had gained a pound, 304. And then finally today is 2 days later. I really wanted to record this video 2 days ago, but I was so busy and I didn't get around to it. And also at the same time, I'm busy, but I'm also kind of like, I don't want to like get ready. I don't want to like, this is the first day I've even kind of like done my eyebrows or like washed my hair because I was so tired. And I guess I expected a lot out of myself, and I had to be a little more gentle and give myself like permission to just lay in bed and just recover and stop pushing myself and trying to be like, get up and do your makeup and do a video. So I wanted to do this video sooner. A lot of people were reaching out like, how did your surgery go? Please do a video. And I was like, oh, I wanted to so bad. I literally wanted to just get a camera and just talk, but I just knew I needed to get up and like take a shower, and then like I was busy with other things. I haven't been any kind of overly emotional. I did have an emotional day 2 days ago, but it wasn't anything unnormal. Actually, like my husband and I ended up taking my pig to a farm to live there. It was really sad, but I'm really happy for him. He was kind of miserable here in our yard, and he was not really doing well in the house, if that makes sense. He just got older and really started getting into everything differently than when he was little. When he was little, this is a whole new video. I will do another video about my pig, and I love him. I'm gonna go see him all the time. He's gonna be way happier. He loves his chickens and stuff, and he's in a great place. I feel really crappy in a way though, because I'm not one of those people who rehomes their animals ever. Like I tough it out to the end. So yeah, so my first week pre-op went pretty good. You can slowly see yourself getting a little more, I can slowly see myself getting a little more and a little more tolerant to like liquids. You know, every day you just kind of go day by day and like drink water, Powerade, broth. At first, broth was a no-no. I didn't drink broth for like days after surgery, but then I got hungry for the first time and broth did it for me. My husband made me some really good broth. He keeps everything really good and strained. My husband took really good care of me. He was bringing me my little tray of like liquids every day for like the first 3 or 4 days. Then I kind of felt good, like I can get up and I can do stuff and I have energy somewhat. It's kind of a false sense of energy because I get up and I'm like, I feel great. And then like I bend over and I'm like, whoa, like I have to remind myself like I'm hardly eating, I'm not eating anything, and I'm hardly getting any like protein and stuff in. So I'm definitely staying hydrated. I haven't felt dehydrated, haven't felt the need to go to the ER, knock on wood. I don't want to go to the ER. I took my staples out like a couple days in advance. So I was supposed to take them out on Tuesday the 12th of March, and I took them out like around the 9th. And they were irritating. I could feel them like touching my boobs a little, and I was like cutting those out. It didn't hurt at all to cut it out. I have these little tiny pair of clippers that I sometimes, not clippers, but scissors that I sometimes trim up my eyebrows with, and I just alcoholed them and slid it underneath and clip, trying to get down the protein. We got a Sam's membership. I really wanted the caramel Premier Protein, got it. I think I'm gonna go shopping today and get stuff for smoothies and try those. I want to get some different things, and I think I'm gonna actually get out and do that today. Just get out of the house and try to transition. Now that I'm in like week 2, I'm gonna try to make like a really thin like juice smoothie. When you go to the beach house, they have Gatorade there for you. I didn't use any of my own foods or teas. So they had apple juice in the fridge, and I'm not into juice. I've never done juice. I've always thought juice is so sugary and unhealthy. I've definitely done keto for a couple years, so I am not into juice. Well, the juice at the beach house was life. When I forgot the name of the person who was there with us at the beach house, but when he made broth and I tried it, I was like, no, I'm not doing broth. I was not into broth. It did not sit well in my stomach. But when he left and I got like some water and some Gatorade and like some apple juice, the apple juice was life. I put it in, I could feel it, like it just felt like it was reviving my life force. Literally, I could feel it like saturating my cells, and I was like, I drank probably 3 cups of it when I was there, and like at the time, like I know juice is sugary and I haven't drank juice and I'm not into sugar, but it did something. It woke up my life force, and I was like, good. When I got home, I bought an apple juice at the airport, just make sure it's no sugar added, and just to have it with me, because where you're not drinking, I was drinking water, I'm trying to get down water. That was the only thing that had like flavor to it, and it felt natural, and it was just deliciousness, and it just felt so good. So when I got home, I also made sure that I limit my apple juice. Like I won't just sit there and drink apple juice all day. Like I basically would drink like 8 ounces a day, because it will give me about like 49 carbs, and that way I'm not like passing out, and I don't drink it like in one sitting. I'll basically pour myself like an 8-ounce glass and keep it cold, and like if I'm doing something and getting up and like, you know, doing something with the puppies and I just feel really faint, because like you're not eating food, so I just get that faint dizzy feeling from just being like like starved, and just like blood sugars and stuff. So I would sip on that just to counteract that, but I would limit it. So this like first week, like I drank water, I drank Powerade Zero a lot, nothing with a calorie in it, and then about 8 ounces of apple juice, 8 to 10 at the most, 10 ounces of apple juice for the first few days, and then water and broth. I think I had like 1 Jello just the other day, which was like about at a week, and they told me to try like a Jello and a pudding, so I did have, not a pudding, I did have a yogurt. I had the Oikos 000, and it took me like a little while to eat that guy, like you know, a few bites and you're full. It is crazy to me that I've already gotten to 302 as of today. I have been struggling with my weight for 2 years, and I never got this low, and I can already see it, guys. Like I can already see it in my face. I can already see it in my body. I've lost a total of 19 pounds since the start of my pre-op diet, and I cannot believe it. Like 19 pounds is not that much, but I'm 1 week out, and it feels crazy. Like, it's weird because 19 pounds is not a lot to me. I've lost this before, but it happened pretty quick, and I have struggled to get under 309 for a long time, and it's been a long time since I've been there. So already putting stuff on, I feel like if it's a little tiny better, think about it, if you lose 19 pounds and like 5 pounds of fat is like that, like, yeah, like I can already start seeing it. Like, today was the first day I like even did like makeup, which I'm hardly wearing any, but I could see it in my face, and I could see like my old self coming back, and I can like kind of feel my old self coming back. Very motivating, and it's just exciting. And I know I'm not really acting exciting because I'm just kind of subdued right now because lack of calories, you know, but I'm just like feeling really great about that. I went to my first therapy appointment, guys, on the 12th. So I spent the morning relocating Hamilton. That was rough. And then went to therapy for the first time. I have gone to therapy before, but it was very like minimally. I'm gonna try to stick with it just to kind of see where it goes. I don't really know or feel like I need it, but I just wanted to make this like weight loss process as successful as possible. So I went, and I will say I left feeling good. I don't know if it was because I just got to sit there and talk about myself for an hour, but I left feeling kind of like I was like remembering my old self, if that makes sense. I was like remembering who I was. Like, she was asking me questions and like, oh well, that was good, and this, I was like, wow, I've been really successful in life, like look at me. Like, it felt really good. So that's where I am, guys. So I would say week 1 successful, and I already feel like 1,000 times better, and I would totally recommend this. I can't really speak on would I recommend it in the long run because I haven't been there yet, but so far, just feeling the way I feel, I would say like I made a good choice, and I'm really happy about it, and that's where I am. So happy, I'm content, I'm comfortable, I'm feeling good, guys. Thank you for worrying about me. But yeah, that's where I am. So I'll end this video here. Goodbye. Talk to you soon. Bye.